Hey everyone, it's Matt Williams from Williams & Gray, and welcome to this episode of Brand You. In this episode, we are going to look at what is the best platform for you and your content. Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. So, question we get asked all the time by our clients: what is the best platform for me? What's the best platform for you to kind of get your content out onto and for you to start building an audience on? Now, there are a few conventions with this, but actually, do you know what? I would say in terms of us being digital growth hackers, I would throw that convention to the wind personally. Places where people have told us that we wouldn't be able to grow an audience, or kind of even grow an audience where we could convert people and make sales to, actually just haven't turned out to be true. So the conventions, we are in a place where if you're in a creative, primarily creative-led industry, places like Instagram, Pinterest, which is one that people don't seem to be leveraging very much in terms of platform disposition. People don't really think about Pinterest as somewhere to go, but actually it's an incredibly powerful search engine. It's an incredibly powerful marketing platform if you get your marketing right. It's not about selling on this platform. It's about building brand awareness, building brand equity, making people aware of who you are, the products and services you provide, and actually how you can create a solution to their problem. So Pinterest is one of those. Instagram is the one that everyone goes to, but you know what? There's so much noise on Instagram, there's so much competition on Instagram that actually, yes, by all means, it's somewhere where you need to build a following, but Pinterest alongside Instagram may be the place for you. Now, everybody really should have a Facebook profile, a Facebook business page as a bare minimum, so that people can get in touch with you, they can interact with you. And one of the other great things about Facebook is that not only does it allow us now to upload video and images and have polls and all this sort of thing, it allows us interactivity with other people, but also it has a great authority score with Google and means that you'll be indexed fairly quickly. So anything that you put on there that you make publicly available will get indexed fairly quickly. It means you'll be able to get found, and that whole known, like, and trusted, to become known by joining that platform and getting yourself out there is really important. Outside of that, I would say business to business, LinkedIn is probably the number one place for business to business to kind of engage. If that's what you do primarily, it is an incredible platform, an incredible tool. Particularly once you get established on the platform, you start to generate some articles on there. If you start to leverage video onto LinkedIn, another very powerful kind of thing that's going to stop people scrolling through their feeds, while they're on the toilet. I think it's something like 92% of people now go through these social platforms whilst they're on the toilet. If you can stop people by kind of putting a video on the LinkedIn feed, particularly with a couple of little tips on that, we'll discuss these in detail in a future video, but having subtitles on your LinkedIn videos in particular with a progress bar that shows along the bottom from start to finish of your video, very simple to execute. We will bring you a video over the next couple of weeks that shows you exactly how to perform that, but it stops people scrolling. It's going to make people notice your content. That then is going to suck them into your ecosystem, hopefully, and kind of make them aware of you and bring them to you. So that's LinkedIn, incredible business to business tool. But I would say it's not just about business to business on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's also a great place for you to network in general, do some personal networking and some business networking. And as always with this, the key behind it is to provide value, deliver value up front, give away more value than you expect to receive from other people. Never has this been more true than on LinkedIn. We've all seen it. If you're on LinkedIn, if you join LinkedIn, you'll see it definitely. You'll put a post on, or someone will put a post on, and people will spam that post with comments about, oh, this is great, come and check out our services. Not the way to do things, guys. As with all of these, the best way to interact with people is to go on there and deliver value. If you see a post that you think is interesting, but you've got something else to add, then provide a bit of positive feedback. Go in there and say, this is great, but have you thought about putting a progress bar across the bottom? Have you thought about putting subtitles in? That'll stop people from scrolling past and make your content stand out even more. You've then given a piece of advice, given some value to that person, And hopefully they're then going to connect with you, they're going to get to know, like, and trust you, and become part of your ecosystem. The best one outside of that, the best platform, I would say, is YouTube. That's why we're on YouTube, because we believe in the platform. It allows you to put out your long form content. It's a place where people will go and spend their time. That leads us on to our primary kind of content platform, which is YouTube at the moment. YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. It's a place where people tend to go for long form content, for answers to questions. And the beauty, I would say, of YouTube is that you can create your pillar content. And notice there's a theme running through all of this. We keep talking about pillar content because it is so important for us as small business owners, as entrepreneurs, as startups, to grasp this concept of making one long form piece of content. For us, we put that out onto YouTube, and then we break that content down into smaller pieces of content from our YouTube content to be used all over the internet. YouTube's one of those places now, you know, it's kind of taken over from television. People are watching more of YouTube than they are of traditional television now. People are going to YouTube as a platform where they're starting to get to know people. They're starting to kind of engage with those authoritative people, those experts, and I hate using that word, but ultimately that's what it's all about. And it really is a great place for you to start to grow your personal brand and to start to develop that authority and to own the first page of Google searches. So, you know, if you have enough YouTube videos out there that people are starting to like, people are starting to watch, then it really is one of those places where people will get to know, like, and trust you. Then they'll come across to your website, they'll get into your ecosystem, and at some point they will buy something from you. That is what it is all about ultimately. So YouTube is an incredible platform for getting your long form content out there. It's the place I would say that you need to be if you're going to be anywhere. But as we appreciate, not everyone is comfortable in front of the camera. That's something that you're going to have to work on. It's something that you're going to have to practice. It's something you're going to have to get used to if you want to grow a personal brand, which is going to change your life. It's going to transform your business and really take you to the next level. There are lots of other platforms as well out there. We see things coming and going all the time. Snapchat shouldn't be underestimated, even for those people who think that, you know, their audience is too old. They aren't suitable for Snapchat. Snapchat's one of those places where if you're not on Snapchat, you're not accessing 70-odd% of the demographic of the world, if you like. So an incredible marketing tool, as is at the moment, if you're watching this as it goes live, platforms like TikTok, certainly worth experimenting with. Go on and look at the kind of content that's out there and start to think cleverly about how you could use it to build your personal brand, how you could use that to get yourself in front of more people who, yes, might not necessarily potentially be your target market at the moment, but at least you can start to build a culture, you can start to build a following, you can start to get people to be aware of who you are and the services that you deliver. So there we go. A quick wrap up really of the main platforms, which ones kind of work for which demographics, which ones work for which psychographics. We'll dive into these more on an individual basis as we kind of move forwards throughout the channel, but a bit of an overview to get you thinking about things. One of the ones that we see a lot of people shine away from is LinkedIn. Get yourself on LinkedIn straight away. Start to build a network of people who are at least in your industry. If not, go on LinkedIn, find myself and the team here. You know, you can follow what we do. And I'm not saying go and copy what we're doing, but you can certainly start to use what we're doing as a model, as a blueprint to get yourself out there, to start to build your personal brand each day. Just start making content, getting yourself out there, start learning about it if nothing else, even if you're not ready to implement yet, so that ultimately, when you are ready to go, you can build it really quickly and explode onto the scene. I hope that was useful. If you have found it useful, don't forget to give the video a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Press the bell button next to the subscribe icon to stay up to date with all of the new helpful tips that we've got coming all of the time. I've been Matt Williams. Now get out there and brand yourself.